Funbox. It's the Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. Funbox Podcast. It's the Funbox Podcast and stuff.
All right, everybody, welcome.
What up? You beat me to it. Welcome to the Funbox Podcast. My name is Rob Webb. I'm sitting here.
With my good friend Holland Huff.
Yes, with my good friend Holland Huff. And this is it. Once I get the cameras on me, I just like it. I need a producer that looks at me and goes, "Give it up, smile." That's what I need.
Yeah, good audio content like
Yeah,
that.
if I that's yeah. Yeah, this is not for the just listener.
So, quick preface. I'm used to doing much longer, much drunker podcasts with Rob.
Yes. The B bun. What was it? Extraordinary.
Extraordinary podcast.
Yes. Extraordinary.
Rob likes to party. And we just do long form, real drunk, 5-hour joints. And
Joints. When we say joints, it's check out this new joint, like this new beat, or check out. I was at Subway the other day.
oh yeah,
That joint makes subs.
we're still holding on to a lot of that early 2000s slang.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of Nelly.
Yeah, Nelly.
It's getting hot in here. And
This new joint. Hey, check out these new joints right here.
those are nice. We were talking about earlier, brown would make all the difference there. I'd order some myself if those were brown.
If they were brown, yeah. They look like Bengals. It's like the Bengals. It's black and that brown's orange. That new reddish orange.
You got to have that brown that remains true.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they re-released the colors and they released the Twitter statement? They were like the orange that's bold and represents the heart of the city, and the brown remains the same, and it's true. Yeah, they fucking redid brown and orange, and it was still brown and orange, and they came up with this flowery statement about the brown and the orange.
Yeah, okay. No, I don't remember that at
It
all.
was a thing and they put the new logo. They made the uniforms where it said Cleveland on them. All this.
I don't know.
They redid the fucking brown and the fucking orange. And
Of course they did.
And the brown remained true. And
Yeah.
it was a popular.
That was the saying.
It was a popular internet meme amongst Browns interneters, which is a small fucking segment. You can go on to Reddit Browns, and they're terrible people.
My basic thing is I'm a Cleveland fan, and I'm a Cleveland fan. I can't. Dude, it's dusty in here, dude.
Oh, Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty like Browns shit. Like just waving around, wafting in the air. No, I am a Browns fan. I'm a Cleveland fan, and I'm a Cleveland. I feel like I'm saying a D at the end of fan. I'm a Cleveland fan.
I don't even know if obviously I guess I'm a Cleveland fan. I
would have to take a
my
field.
whole life. It's the only sports I know, but anymore it just seems like I'm not even a Cleveland fan. It's just Cleveland sports is my grounding. It's how I interpret. It's the lens in which I interpret sports anymore. It's hard to even be a fan. It's just all sports are refracted through
our
my
teams.
perception of what sports is, which has been fucked by the Browns. I don't know what good football looks like when people are playing. When I watch the Saints play the 49ers, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is I watch the Browns every week, and it's like I'm watching a weird parallel. Like my lens is blurry and is
Dude,
is
you
fuzzy.
sound like the most jaded motherfucking Cleveland fan I've ever heard. That is like down to like a scientific level of being super Cleveland jaded.
Right. It goes that deep. It's been nothing but.
There's a lot of people will be like, man, fuck that motherfucker. They have an idea, and they'll just be like, oh, go where Vegas is going, you know, be like, because of this. Right. But are you seeing, you know how much time it takes for you to watch every single team and the club, the whole, like, franchise, how they're even training?
Right,
you'd have to know how every single team is training.
But some of these Vegas, some of these bookies, they have teams of thousands
that feedback information, right?
That's all they do is they run these things down. There was a real popular article I read a while back that it was titled something like you're too stupid to win at fantasy football. Or you're not smart enough to win at fantasy football. And it was talking about not necessarily fantasy football where you play, we're in a little league, me and you and Brian play for $20. There's big business out there that's betting on fantasy football, where you enter like weekly pools for games and stuff. You've obviously seen the ads if you've ever watched a fucking football game in your life or ever been on the internet. Click here and enter the $5,000 weekly fantasy draft or whatever.
Anything fantasy football, yeah.
This article, without going too many specifics because I don't remember many specifics, the overall picture of it was you're not smart enough as an individual to ever win in these things because there are entire corporations that play these games. These corporations will be thousands of people that analyze this, and you can't compete as an individual. The sports betting is so much bigger than you could ever imagine it is, and so much more sophisticated.
Also, dude, I'm sorry, man. Are you Monolith today?
For the whole week, and we're in Christmas.
Yeah.
This
well, for the podcast, are you
celebration.
Monolith for the podcast?
Yeah.
Or at the beginning of the thing, I said your name.
Right. That's fine. Just don't tag me in the son of a bitch.
Is that fine if I said your name at the beginning? But
that's fine because somebody actually has to listen to the thing. I don't want somebody to be able to get on the internet and type in
I got you.
Holland Huff and then a result comes up.
Okay.
You feel me? I already got enough results coming up.
I could say Huff.
Yeah. We can talk all about my name and its origins. I think it's from Austria or something.
His name is Holland Huff, everybody. I said it at the beginning. I just didn't know if I should
it's
go
a reasonable. It's a since we're on talking about it. It's a reasonable. I don't like to be afraid of the internet guy. I take like full advantage of our modern technology and shit. I got an Alexa. Everything.
But isn't that audio recognized? Like me saying Holland Huff, couldn't that potentially leak?
It could be in some fucking crazy database of whatever, and it probably is. Yeah. And all they're probably doing with that is using it for advertising and trying to sell me badminton sets or whatever.
Yeah.
Like whenever I think about badminton in the springtime.
I appreciate that.
That's probably what it's all used for when they are surveilling you.
I'm not a conspiracy nut.
I'm not a conspiracy nut. What I'm talking about is I don't want the average fucker to be able to type my name into Google and get the down low about me.
Right.
You feel me?
Right, yeah.
That's a reasonable suspicion.
Wikipedia
That's
page.
a reasonable suspicion and barrier to have as a non-fucking celebrity person.
Yeah.
If you're J-Lo, you're making all the money because you've given up that barrier.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I don't give a fuck if the CIA is trying to track my badminton purchases. I don't want Rob to be.
Dude, I'm literally thinking about you buying like these two these tiny.
I'm gonna
brackets,
get ads about it tomorrow.
and like the shuttlecocks.
Right, they're on sale right now. It's wintertime.
Yeah,
You know,
you get one for like fucking $10. Whole badminton set for $10 right now. Oh man! And every time if I ever buy something that disgustingly cheap, sometimes I feel a little guilty. I just do.
right? Because you know that a Chinese slave
Yeah,
made it.
no.
Like this whole thing, like you remember this whole thing about they were like giving LeBron James shit and the NBA shit. They're like, oh, you fuckers didn't actively boycott China,
Yeah,
like anybody else does.
Nobody
We
does.
all shop at Walmart.
Yeah.
Like none of us is paying $5 more for a spatula. We're all supporting that Chinese shit.
for sure.
What kind of hypocrite shit is that to say, LeBron, you should denounce fucking democracy in China, or you know the
I think
words.
what it is people hold him accountable for any previous things he's ever said.
Right, but we're
And then-
goddamn allies with China. What
Yeah.
the fuck? It's so much more complicated than
Dude,
LeBron should
yeah.
talk shit to him.
all that dialogue really, it just taints everything. It honestly, I buy into it every now and then. I do. Like as a consumer, like I literally buy into it like I buy into a double cheeseburger sometimes, dude.
Right. You think that double cheeseburger didn't come from China? Fuck yeah, it did.
Do you like Wagyu
Every
beef?
soybean in it.
I like Wagyu. I only like strictly Wagyu from Japan. I don't know what you're talking about, but I like Wagyu.
But we were talking about before off camera when we were drinking before,
Oh yeah, we've been drinking
not on camera,
again.
that nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. Everything's too
Oh yeah,
goddamn complicated.
that was the thing. That was the consensus. Is like really nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about.
It's too complicated for an
Yeah.
individual anymore. Most things, technology, politics.
That's why, and not to get in faith or anything, but that is why faith is
Even
such
faith,
a stronghold.
Faith for a long time, for thousands of years, has been more complicated than the individual.
Right.
They've needed whole institutions
Right,
to
exactly.
explain it and to rationalize different parts.
Well, I'm
of
talking
it.
about let's talk about progressive faith in today's day and age. Let's not talk about the past. When it comes to faith, as far you could talk about.
Well, progressive
you have
faith
to.
today
Yeah.
is the product of all the past, and it's more complicated than ever.
Yeah.
Like for one person to be a breath of all Christianity's teachings, it's impossible. Like it's too big. You have to learn too much history for one person to fit in. If they studied it morning to night for their entire lives, they couldn't fit the breadth of it in.
But isn't that like the basis of a lot of things? Like it was like Buddhism. Really, what I've heard about Buddha is that it's not much of a religion, more of a practice. And the Christianities have used Buddha to become more close to God, or use Buddha to become close to things.
It's both.
So how do you explain? All I'm saying is like I definitely look at the positives of faith more than you probably look more negative at the.
I do, and
Product
you
of
know,
faith.
not to put it on video and everything, but me and Rob get drunk and have real arguments about faith
Yeah.
and stuff. I'm generally,
Absolutely.
I guess an atheist. I don't like to label it because.
Yeah, it's
You
arbitrary.
get into weird fucking territories
Yeah.
with these people believe this.
It's arbitrary to say you're an atheist. if
But
you're an atheist.
I'm gonna say for the sake
Yeah.
of sanity here, yeah, I lean that way, and Rob's obviously of the faith, and we've been friends for way too long, and it's real fun getting real drunk and arguing with somebody about it when you know everything's gonna be all right, and you can
Yeah.
say whatever the fuck you really want to say about it.
That's really cool.
You can't say that to everybody.
Yeah.
It's not it's.
It is really cool though, dude. Being able to like, I guess, exercise my brain,
Right.
And what I have to know, and even the Bible tells me, man, you have to study to show yourself approved, and that's with everything, you know. And I just think it has like a lot of good teachings, and I don't know, like whatever's whatever. Also, I'm also a heathen,
Right.
and
Speaking of heathen, we didn't take the opening shot here. We had poured them up for the.
all right, this looks really really trashy because I put them in these plastic cups.
Edit them out. Put.
I might not edit that out though. It's a thing.
Don't edit them out. I'm saying in post, apply a goblet.
Like instead of these cups, they're giant goblets.
Right, and we're doing a kingly cheers.
If I was able to do like a edit of that, it's not going to happen.
It's not even that hard. That's probably like the basest,
I'd be better off
video editing.
I'd be better off making a cardboard cutout right now of a goblet in front of this cup.
People appreciate practical effects in the movies today and stuff. They're always talking about that. Oh, it's too much CGI.
Hey, the Yoda in episode 4, 5, and 6 were the best Yoda. Whatever the episodes were.
Because the other one was flipping around in the air.
Oh, that's ridiculous. Even the Baby Yoda is better than that.
I haven't seen the show yet, but obviously I've been on the internet, so I've seen the Baby Yoda. So because you can't be on the internet and not see Baby Yodas.
No, you can't. It's just gonna happen.
It's gonna happen. I don't give a fuck if you're on FoxNews.com checking out the weather.
Yeah,
like they're gonna have a
Baby Yoda.
There's gonna be a Baby Yoda in there somewhere.
It's fucking Fox 8, like Cleveland. It's Toledo. It's
Toledo weather cam on the top of the fucking Toledo Dome.
Whatever the fuck they got go. It's
there's a spider web that nobody's got up there and cleaned off. Fucking Baby Yoda.
Dude, Toledo weather sucks bad. I was in an apartment and all the weather I got, for some reason the lake bounced Toledo weather.
Well, no, like right here is the sweet spot. Like the Lorain County, Vermilion area, Lake Erie's kind of a V. And this is the low point. So all the lake effect can go like this way or that way. And this low point kind of misses.
And the apartments that are more east than this, I can only get Toledo. And then and I'm like, dude, I wrote into their Facebook page because I was so angry. And I said, yeah, good job on your casting. I love the woman that is so real. It was the most sarcastic thing. I can't remember what I said. She's so real. I love how when her eyes wave back and forth at the people behind the camera when she talks. So awesome. Or something like that. And then because it was bad, dude. It was so bad. It was like Cleveland puts them to shame. Actually, Cleveland is pretty damn good.
Yeah. Any more
obviously local weather, as far as local Fox or local ABC or whatever, or CBS, whatever they have,
we got some goddamn professionals over there.
We got professionals. Dude, Toledo? Sorry.
Who's Toledo's Dick Goddard? Who is Toledo's weather legacy?
All right, dude, and they responded back at me in my fucking comment. And they were like, we love you too, Rob. And I just left it at that.
Why do all these companies got to get off their fucking Twitter?
Dude,
shit?
I was a
Nobody's
jerk.
following Wendy's.
I was being a jerk, but dude, I want the weather in the morning. Like it was like at the time, it was like the basic routine for me.
I'm kind of a weather. I'm weather ignorant. The amount of times I wake up surprised as fuck. Like I wake up I gotta be in at 7. I wake up at 6:30. Like, I'm just gonna quick shower, get in the car, and go. And then I walk outside, and it's fuck, there's ice and snow everywhere. I don't check the night before.
Yeah,
I wake up ignorant more times than I care to admit. It's part of the hazard.
Yeah, but at the same time, I really don't care if Oranjuice Jackson got shot in Detroit.
I like to pay attention to all shootings. It's
Of course.
it's consuming.
That was a joke.
It takes a lot of fucking time.
It's an obvious joke.
Because you do care.
I do care.
You knew her personally.
I didn't. Orangewies was a dude, by the way.
Cheers to Orangewies.
Yeah.
Orangewies.
It's spelled orange juice.
So goddamn racist.
No.
We can't cheers to that. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Goblet edit. Orangewies.
Oh yeah, these are goblets.
You can figure out video editing. There's free software out there. You probably already got the stuff on your MacBook.
Well, you guys know, just to let you guys know what we're doing here, also recording. You can see the screen probably. See, I'm doing the
give it a
double
good
thing.
aim. Give it a good aim.
But yeah, you see what we're doing. We're just going off the cuff, baby. The audio you just saw is the audio you're going to hear. Imagine that.
What kind of fucking... The audio you just saw is the audio you're going to hear.
Yeah. Nobody gives you that anymore. That's how gosh darn live we are, baby. Actually, we're not that live because we're not really live. This was recorded at 11:30
on New Year.
When was it? When is it?
Christmas Eve.
This is the eve before
I
Christmas.
believe they call it Devil's Day.
That's the day before Halloween, dude.
Oh,
so it's
I've been living a
Jesus's day.
A real weird fucking life every December.
Don't you know?
I was under the full impression it was
every
Devil's
Christmas
Day.
morning you wake up and then you burn a cross in somebody's front yard. Isn't that what you do?
It's going to be 2020 here in our new year, and not only can you not burn crosses in yards anymore, you can't admit to ever having burned a cross in a yard.
You'll get canceled, dude.
You have to full deny all
full deny
past actions.
I disavow. You have to disavow.
Like this has probably been repeated by
it's obvious
dozens of people over, but I'm glad that I grew up in the internet age, but in the internet age right before everybody had a fucking camera on their phone.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because can you imagine all the shit you would still be attached to today had we all had phones with cameras that could upload to the internet when we were 16, 17, 18? Yeah. It'd be a lifetime disaster.
But that's a lot to learn from, though. And you could learn from it gradually. You could see what you did last year, see what you did the year before. As
there's
you go.
benefits to it, obviously. But how much do you really want to have that one video of you?
I guess if you're used to it in the culture that
you're
growing up with, because the culture's changed.
Whether you're used to it or not, the culture might have changed. It ain't changed yet.
I think it's changed a lot for like young girls and young boys, like 14, 15.
Well, I'm saying for your potential employers, shit like that. They're getting real savvy to this internet stuff. These kids go in and try to put in an application for McDonald's, and McDonald's hooks up their Facebook and says, hey, you're obviously doing meth and you're on probation and because you posted all to fucking Facebook. That's not something we had to deal with. We didn't have the longevity of our failures and angst and those things that probably shouldn't be permanently recorded. Those teenage years.
Oh, yeah. Of course not.
Kids nowadays, that shit lasts forever.
Yeah.
And they post all of it willingly themselves. They're...
But you think it might hurt us, or it might be an evolution?
Oh, it'll be an evolution. I mean, it's. I'm not saying it hurts us as humanity. I'm saying it's just painful to those individuals, and I'm glad that I don't have to individually deal with that awkward shit.
Well, that's nice empathy of you.
But whether it benefits humanity or not, it probably does. There's no fight in the future. We're becoming hyper connected. Ain't nobody gonna do nothing about that. That's how we're going. So these kids got a leg up on us on that. I work in the tech field, and I feel like I have a certain niche that I've fallen into, where I kind of saw our current technology evolve to where it is today.
Yeah.
So I kind of know the inner workings of it, because I saw why it went from what it did to the next thing, to the next thing, the next thing. So I have an inherent feel and knowledge of how our most modern technology works, because I know how the thing worked before it, and I know how the thing before it worked. The kids today, they're fucking wizards. They're growing up with this stuff, but they're also growing up with, it's already a touch screen. It's already just icons. Yeah. They don't have the depth of knowledge of why,
what it took to get there,
and what the processes are when I press this icon on the screen, and how it evolved to that point. And it'll become harder in the future for people to add on to that when they don't have the knowledge of the background of it. It's a plateauing of technology. It's relevant in other forms of technology, but that's how it can go. Is like today, not many kids are becoming plumbers. You feel me? Like that's nobody wants to grow up and become a plumber, but it's a vital skill to everybody. And those people are dying. The older guys that know how to be plumbers or electricians, those trades, they're not training the next generation in the trade. So there's going to be a plateauing.
There is like this culture
in those technologies, because they're going to lose the history of those technologies. So kids in 100 years coming in and needing to be plumbers won't be training with people that have been plumbers. They'll be learning it from a book.
Right.
If that makes any sense at all. Pretty drunk and explaining
what you're saying, though,
plumbing philosophy.
So what you're saying to me is just a product of how things evolve, and actually working is not a part of culture. You don't want to work. You want to work less.
Right. And that's like a big, harsh reality that I think America is facing. We're the number one. We're the best country in the world. We've kind of gone further, I guess, in a technology social sense. We've gone further than any other country has yet, because of our success. We're facing a harsh transition, where we're no longer a manufacturing economy. Those jobs are getting shipped overseas, and the harsh realities, I think, anyways, are those jobs are never coming back, because we as a society are starting to transition beyond being a manufacturing society. which is what got us kind of to where we are.
But at the same time, your credentials are a guy that doesn't know shit.
Right. I don't know a fucking thing, which we were talking about earlier. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I'm just kidding. Our analogy earlier was about football, and
Right.
like everybody loves football. Well, not everybody loves. Plenty of people don't give a fuck about football. People that like football and are football fans, like me and you, we're Cleveland Browns fans. We've watched football our whole lives. We know all of the rules to football.
Yeah.
We know how to watch a game and when people are doing good in the game and when people are doing bad at the game. But when it comes down to it, we don't know the first fucking thing about NFL football and how it actually works to be an NFL coach or an NFL player, and what the plays actually are, what the X's and O's actually are, what it means to actually run routes as a wide receiver, what the intricacies of that are, what it takes to be that. We don't know fuck all. We are completely ignorant, and so a lot of things like I'm talking about or was talking about the philosophy of some dumb shit in politics. When it comes to politics, we've all lived our whole lives seeing the presidents. We know what getting elections are, just like we know what watching football is and know what the sports is, but we don't know fuck all about what a politician does, what it means to show up Monday morning at the fucking office and start proposing bills,
right?
And so
at the same time, you have to. That's why
we are so vastly ignorant.
But all we have is a vote, right? So it's like
we do.
If we, all I know is what is being shown to me and what I could read.
Right, you have to make your best guess, but it's troubling how impossible it is to become fully informed.
It's impossible.
It's beyond.
Well, you have to
even to become partially informed would be.
You would have to know them personally. Yeah, you would have to know them personally.
Right, you would have to have You would have to have experience in the political field yourself.
Yeah,
you would have to know what the day-to-day functions of said politicians are, and it's too much. It's too much for a single person.
But as a man without faith,
you got to make.
You're a man without faith. You don't have faith. Really, do you have faith in humanity at all?
That's. I don't have faith in humanity to do the best for itself. That's not part of the equation. But humanity is probably all important to me over faith. I hope the best for
faith in humanity,
the preceding future of humanity always
that would be
surviving.
Faith, right? That would be faith.
Well, no, faith in humanity to me would be that I believe that humanity will survive. I don't believe humanity will survive. I hope we make the best decisions for the long term that we always survive.
So, you're saying you don't have. Would you call yourself? You don't like to label yourself. That's definitely for sure.
No, because it leads you down weird fucking roads.
Because now you're strict to a certain path or something,
and people start.
But then they have people called nihilists. Do you relate with nihilism?
Well, yeah. I think everybody probably can. It's not a point. All these concepts. Everybody can understand parts of them and join parts of them to their own ideals. But
I'm not going to say anything else. I'm not going to be like, do you have Asperger's? Have you ever been diagnosed with Asperger's by any chance?
Do you have a case of the communists?
That's you could get a lobotomy for that.
They'll shock it right out of you. Swear to God.
Do it.
God, that's dark shit though, man. That was so fucking recent.
Or you could shock them out of capitalism too.
You shock them enough that That shit's super disturbing. How recent all that garbage was. We're not all that far detached.
Luckily, capitalism is attached to the right to bear arms, even though it might not mean anything to a lot of people. It's got to be though.
I don't even.
That's true capitalism, right?
Right,
Gun,
but
bang, bang.
I think we, as an entire nation, need to absolutely drop the gun debate because I think it's distracting and useless. I feel like
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
weapons are guns are a Pandora's box. It's been opened. The knowledge is readily out there. It doesn't matter if you actually get rid of everybody's guns. The knowledge on how to make a gun is still there. Anybody can go to Home Depot and produce a rudimentary gun. No, you're not going to eliminate the knowledge of firearms from the world. That's not a possibility. So either side, I feel like we don't need to waste our time talking about it anymore.
Right.
It's out there. It's open. What the fuck are you ever going to do about it? You're not gonna void the world of the knowledge of how to produce gunpowder.
No, yeah, that's right.
So somebody's always gonna have guns.
I actually heard this thing about people modifying and making these insane high-powered air compressor guns. And they shoot 22 like rounds or 45s.
Right, and rail guns are being made now by our military. How long till that's a feasible thing for a civilian to do?
Well, civilians have been doing air-powered shit forever, and you could buy a 22 or I think a 12 gauge powered. You could buy the gunpowder that produces a 12 gauge shotgun. You could buy a rifle that is designed air powered online, and you can just get it.
That's kind of what I'm getting at. Is the knowledge is there? It doesn't matter to me which side you're on. We need less guns. We need all the guns. I feel like the whole conversation needs to be dropped because it's just wasting a whole bunch of time and money on both sides when it's a moot point. There are guns. Yeah, there's always going to be. It's a Pandora's box. It's open. There's nothing you can do to put that knowledge back in the fucking box.
Do you think the weed, Holland Huff, do you think the weed conversation is legitimate without proper study with the drug in the community?
I think the Nintendo Wii is probably
the weed
one of the greatest consoles.
Did I say weed?
It brought grandmothers into video gaming. It brought your aunt, your uncle. Everybody kind of got to experience like video game technology on the same foot. You know, Nintendo Wii, great. Bowling, the whole nine.
Nintendo Wii was cool. They had a game called Pong Toss Pro, and it was beer pong, essentially. But they didn't want to call it beer pong because you have to cater to audience, because you have to be 21 to drink alcohol. And then I played a Grand Theft Auto, and correct me if I'm wrong, but don't you have to be 25 to fly a helicopter into a strip club?
I believe so.
And then shoot a cop in the face, right?
There's strip
25.
clubs in Toledo where you have to be 23. Massage parlors in Toledo that you have to be 23 to get into. So I can only imagine with the helicopter clause, you got to tack 2 onto that. 25 would seem right.
You have to rent a car.
I think you got to be 35 to be president.
Yeah.
So 35 minus 10 would be 10 to the strip club. So 25.
Yeah,
seems about right.
Seems about right.
With the common nomenclature.
Yeah. You have to be 25 to shoot a prostitute in the face, according to. But yeah, that's the joke. That's the joke.
The video game thing.
It's an MA rating.
Is like I was talking earlier that I feel like we're all ignorant to politics. We don't know what the fuck's going on. voting is a fucking crapshoot because you can't be informed enough. But that being said, the things I feel like I am up to date on, and the things that I'd rather not happen, is my politicians wasting their fucking time and shit like video game violence.
Right.
Who gives a fuck?
Flying F-U-C-K fuck.
I don't care if it's good or bad or literally
they
is
have
gonna
to.
summon the devil and
You know how
cause
many
the
people
apocalypse.
care? You know how many people care about that shit?
Stop
too
wasting
many.
time and
Too
money
many,
on
but
that.
that's what it is. That's why the government.
But
wastes
I'm
time.
saying, as a strong politician, if you're gonna be my fucking politician, my leader, you got to be strong enough to say that's dumb. We're not wasting time and money on that.
Yeah, that's true. Do you think Trump's,
I don't care if
Trump's doing that at all?
I don't
think
get.
he is?
So Trump's doing everything. He's a fucking wild card.
Oh yeah,
He's doing all the things, man.
wild card bitches.
He's doing all the things. It doesn't. None of it makes sense. He's doing all the things.
Yeah, doing all the things. Yeah.
That's probably bad.
Who knows?
Like, you probably want to play the odds and try to do the better things. He just does all the things. It's hard. Nothing makes sense anymore. It's all a fucking deluge of insanity. And I think that's the point. That's what they're trying to do, is just bombard everybody with so much craziness that you can't pay attention day to day. Controversy leads to controversy.
Right,
leads
here's
to
a question,
conflict,
Holland.
and you can't
Here's a question.
keep it all straight.
Here's a question, Holland. Do you believe in the paranormal of any type?
Well, yes, I think that
And
and
if so, do you have any testimony to that?
Yeah, I do believe that when I was minor, about 5 years old, I was possessed by an Indian spirit, and that
Are you serious?
No, I'm obviously not serious. We were at the bar. We were at the bar drinking, and I was saying ghosts are fucking.
I just wanted to get a good, rounded out.
So I was leading you on. I was never possessed by any Indian spirits. But
Even I was like, bullshit. And I'm a guy that loves this stuff.
It's fascinating stuff. I'll compare it to we said earlier. I don't have faith. I'm basically an atheist or whatever you want to label.
Nihilist.
I still find like religious movies and religious original concepts and stories interesting. I like it. I like watching and exploring that world, just like with paranormal stuff. It's interesting to watch and imagine and explore, but it's 900% bullshit. Every fucking
dude, I'm just saying a lot of people don't think it's bullshit.
Right, but those people are I don't want to denigrate those people or call them stupid, because we're all those people. We're all
stupid. That's the beginning.
We're all stupid, and we all have fantastic brains. Our brains do so many weird fucking things that I'm willing to chalk up 99% of all paranormal things to something more common in the brain, like a hallucination or a misremembering or a lie. A lot of people are just lying, or a plea for attention, or there's so many more fantastic things that the human brain can divulge into.
I like how you said it was fantastic. That was good.
Well, it is. It's
talking about the biggest downfalls in the brain and how fantastic it is.
Even misremembering. I mean, you've probably seen some of the not studies, but examples of like true crime stories where people misremember events that happen. You have actual eyewitnesses that think the man was wearing a red shirt because that's how they always saw it in their mind. But he was wearing a blue shirt the whole fucking time.
Changed it up, yeah.
Right,
brain.
but they are you've believed it in your mind so long that that's how it's it's carved into your brain. The man was wearing a red shirt, and that's some of the things that could happen with paranormal events. Is I was in the dark at home. The home's old, there's creaky noises, but because I'm in the dark and I'm awake, I've got heightened adrenaline. Adrenaline starts pumping through my body. Different receptors are being triggered in my brain because I'm getting an inrush of endorphins.
Elon Musk even said he was like, I was afraid of the dark, and then I realized it's photons. Right, and the reason why I could see is because of photons.
But even with the realization, it's a chemical reaction in your body. I'm in the dark. I don't know what's going on over there. I see a shadow. Your adrenaline pumps. Your endorphins start going. Different chemicals start going to the receptors in your brain. And that's the way all our drugs work. That's the way... weed and acid, everything works on chemicals that your brain already produces, but it's overloading those receptors. So it's just much more likely that you were in the dark, scared, and you started producing chemicals in your brain that made you hallucinate or misremember certain factors. And all that being said...
You're talking about people that believe in the paranormal.
Right. I'm not even talking about people that believe in the paranormal. I'm talking about the people that are like the most credible. Like if you came to me and said, I fucking saw a ghost yesterday.
Teddy Roosevelt claims to see a Sasquatch.
I'm saying Teddy Roosevelt isn't credible to me because he might as well be a fucking fairy tale.
Right. Well, I'm just saying, it's documented.
I'm saying if you came to me tomorrow and said, man, I fucking saw a ghost in my kitchen last night, you're my friend, so I'm naturally going to think you're pretty credible to me. But I still think it's much more likely that the most credible person has fucked up somehow. Or not they fucked up, but they're not interpreting what they saw properly. It could have been a hallucination or a misremembering, or that person's lying,
of course,
or that person's seeking attention, or they've intentionally deluded themselves in some way. It's like 99% likely that's what it is. The other 1% is not dead people. Like,
all right,
it's just not fucking dead people.
You do not believe in the paranormal,
right? Like, even if I'm saying there is a 1%, there's an unexplainable 1% of things that fucking happen.
All right,
that's not dead people. That doesn't make any fucking sense.
I really don't think it is dead people at all either.
No, I'm saying
I could get into that even more, but I know for a fact I ain't gonna sway you on that. You stupid motherfucking... It's not dead people, guys. Well, I don't even think it is.
It seems like a catchphrase. And I know for a fact I won't sway you on that. And like on to the next segment.
I won't Make that sway a segment. You on that.
Tell me some shit you're way too convicted about.
Yeah.
Segment.
Do you want to do that song?
We can try our best. I mean,
all right.
I feel like I'm half drunk and 90% ready, and if you can do it, I can.
Let's do it.
Put your back into it.
Happy New Year. Happy Merry Christmas whenever this is going to come out. Me and Holland are going to perform a song called Been on That. Getting hungry.
Been on that.
Just been on that.
Getting hungry.
Getting hungry.
Been on
in
that.
Parentheses.
Yeah, featuring Will Smith.
And Gucci Mane.
Yeah, and Goosey Eye Mane, trapping through the snow.
With 21 Savage and Migos?
Yes.
Damn. Hell yeah.
Chief Keef is on it.
Chief Keef. And fucking what's the newest Lil? Lil something. It's gotta be a Lil in there.
Lil Young.
Is that it?
Lil Young.
Lil Peep.
Lil Peep.
Yeah, Lil Peep.
On the joint.
Lil Peep's on the joint.
Juice World is in here. Triple X Tentacion. Recently dead.
Oh yeah. Where's the piece?
It's macaroni time.
Macaroni. All right. Check it out. Me and Holland gonna attempt a song, baby. Been on that.
Take one. Oh yeah. And I'm not getting none. Yeah. Been on that getting hungry. Been on that give me some. Been on that great divide, that fade divide, that still alive, that more. Here to buy it, here to make it. Gotta burn them, wanna take it, can't get more that but fire that high. Who to focus on the eyes, travel wide. Who that falling now, you know we on the sky. Feeling out in public, royal life size. Something all fucking high, love it, I fucking hate pressure, yeah. Say, I go and my king go. Glory game, we building up them walls and we can float and we can fly. Copper field through the walls, still you copper broad, pull that kick on. Give a fuck about desire, higher hope. We alive about as high as we can go. Built a tower, made a throne, scare my king, we own it all. We highest score, we always on, we omni, yo, we always out.
Be known to getting hungry, be known to get me some. Be known to clear the vibe, that be the vibe, that's still alive, that more. Here to buy it, here to make it, gotta burn them on the take it, king, yeah, but the purple fire that high. When we flexing, no one talks about it. When we slipping, everybody wants to sing about it. Cause you know I'm all in out of space, flying things spine and no pain.
Been on that getting hungry. Been on that getting hungry. Been on that getting hungry.
Hey.
Been on that getting hungry. Been on that give me some. Been on that great divide, that fade divide, that still alive, that more. Here to buy it, here to make it. Gotta burn them, wanna take it, can get more that but body high. Win once, win good and then die. When they gonna burn this fuel, we burn it high. Hungry for that first leap, that jumping off that new sauce, that low and lean, that full cost, that real meat, that old now. Yeah, we ain't full blast, yeah. King Dragon made an ash mask. Go ahead and blow away. Fall down, fold under, oh wait. Golden wings, king, hey. Get my green came from deep space. Here to steal your light, yeah, we from your waist. King high, full flush, a royal house. That straight royal, hit him in the mouth. Yeah, my king, we all
Been
about.
on that getting hungry,
Been on that give me some.
been on the great divide, that fade divide, that's still alive, that more. Here to buy it, here to make it, gotta burn them, wanna take it, king, yeah, but that purple fire that high. When we flexing, no one talk about it. When we slipping, everybody wants to sing about it. Cause you know we all living out of space, flying thick spine and no veins.
Been on that getting hungry.
Been on the get me some, been on the great divide, that bit divide, that's still alive, that more. Here to buy it, here to take it, gotta burn them, wanna take it, king, yeah, but that purple fire that high. When we flexing, no one talk about it. When we slipping, everybody wants to sing about it. Cause you know we all living out of space, flying thick spine and no veins.
Been on that getting hungry.
Been on that give me some.
Been on that
Great about that bit about that still alive, that more. Here to buy it, here to take it, gotta burn them, wanna take it, king, yeah, but that purple fire that high. When we flexing, no one talks about it. When we slipping, everybody wants to sing about it. Purple fire that high, that purple fire that high, that purple fire that high, baby.
Hey, that was a super great take it alive doing it.
That's a good thing, but the live is doing it.
It was dusting off a 2 year older and just dusting it out.
Yeah,
Dusting
it out, baby. You know what, guys? Happy New Year,
It's
Merry
Hanukkah.
Christmas, Happy Hanukkah. Peace. We out here to play us out. Been on that.
Oh yeah. Man, I'm getting home.